Marlon Sanders. What's up? What's up? Um, Let me change our title here. Get more response now. All right, that's the title for our live stream today. I'm did not have. Sometimes I don't have a good night's sleep. I have a sleep apnea issue. Some. I should probably use one of those machines, but I can't stand them. Yeah. So I didn't get worth a flip of sleep last night. And I got to write my newsletter here in a minute. I'll be okay probably after I wake up. I'm having coffee. I woke up at I woke up really early, like at 4 or something. So I got up, I read, I studied some stuff, went back, took a nap. But yeah, it's not an easy wake up. I don't see anybody on our live stream yet, so maybe it's not an easy wake up for you either. I don't know. Good morning to you, though. How are you? What's up? What's up? Give me a shout out. Let me go check my Facebook group so I can see your comments, guys. We're going to talk about the kind of like the big secret to getting more response. It's one I talked about, I think, one time before. Give me a shout out if you're watching live. Just let me know you're watching live. I've got Facebook group up so I can see you now. So let's talk about how do you get more response now. And it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing. The way you get more response now, you gotta project more. My formula is you project, you pull, you promote. All right, that's my condensed formula. You gotta project more. I gotta project more. I don't have enough projection going on right now. If you're not getting the response you want, you got to project more. Like, it really is sometimes a numbers game. Like, if only 10 people see your whatever it is you're doing and 5 of them respond, that was a 50% response, but you still only got 5 because only 10 people saw it, right? You got to get out. And so I'm up at 4 o'clock this morning, 4 a.m. When you're over a certain age like I am, that's not all that unusual because sometimes you have a pain here or there or whatever, right? I tend to go to sleep early too, but so I'm up at 4 a.m. thinking, how do I get my message out to more people? How do I get out there to more people? So that's for me, that's for you, that's for all of us, right? Now, here's my thought on this. Good morning to you. I mean, it's an interesting thing, like, I'm wondering if I'm going to change my Facebook group over to Zoom. I might do that. Zoom will send out an email when I go live. The problem I've got here is people don't get Facebook notifications. So we don't have a lot of people. We don't have people showing up live. Like, it's just, I mean, I got new people joining the group all the time, but I don't think they're seeing the lives. Now, maybe they see replay. If you watch this on replay, let me know. Type replay and just let me know if you're seeing it on replay. But I'm thinking of switching it over to Zoom, right? And still do like a Facebook group broadcast once a week or something. But I'm thinking about switching it over to Zoom because Zoom will send out an email then. But yeah, I'm not getting reach in my group, not nearly the reach that I need, that I want, right? So I'm thinking about, what do I do to increase my reach? You got to think about, what do you do to increase your reach? How do you project more? What is it that you're going to do? Now, you can't rely, as we've talked about, someone said good morning, but I can't see on the Facebook group who it was. There it is. Good morning to you, but I can't see your name because you must be on Facebook page or my profile. Let me check Facebook profile. You may be on my profile. Let's see here, guys. So I want to share my thoughts on, I want to share my thoughts on this. Just don't rely on one spoke. So I have my affiliate program, which used to be just enormous. Right now, like, we have it at resellertoolkit.com. It's okay, but we don't have a huge response on it yet, and I probably need to do a better job of getting the word out. But that's one leg, right? That's one, like, pillar. All right. Then we have these streams, and this typically, now today it's not doing it, but typically it's going out to Facebook profile, and I get good views over my Facebook profile. My page, I get some views there. LinkedIn, I had a few views. Twitter, just a few. But if I do text or images over a couple of those, I do better. Now, I'm not broadcasting out to Instagram. And so I may need to increase my account thing or change things up so I can be broadcasting out to somehow to Instagram. I'm not sure how that would work. I'd like to be broadcasting out to Instagram. Let me just put it that way. I want to be broadcasting out to Instagram. So you have multiple spokes. Now, what I'm not taking advantage of is I have a number of books that I don't have on Amazon. I'm not really doing that much with them. And so that's one thought, is another pillar I can add, or spoke in the wheel, is Instagram. I've got a number. I've got a little plan of, like, okay, these are the ones. So you go through all the possibilities, like I did in Marketing Heaven. That's about as many possibilities as I know. And I say it's 48, but I think it's more like 60 because I didn't number some of them. And then you say, out of all of these are what kind of fits for me. These are what I think I can do. These are what kind of work for me, right? And you begin implementing those, because you need a lot of reach. You need a lot of reach. Give me a shout out if you're watching, by the way. But you need a lot of reach, because if you don't have reach, you're not getting your message out. And again, if 10 people see your message and you get a 50% response, that's only 5 people. It's not enough, right? And so you have this trade-off between quantity and quality, but probably between quantity and quality. Hey, good morning, David. I see you now. I see your name. Between quantity and quality, I say quantity first. I mean, quality is important, but again, you got a really quality communication, message, live stream, post, whatever, ad, and 10 people see it. It just doesn't matter that much, right? You get 5, you're not going to get 5 respond. 10% would be a killer response. That would be 1, realistically. So you got to have quantity, right? Now, the easy answer is, well, just do paid ads. Well, paid ads are great. But for a lot of things, you're competing against people selling like $5,000 and $10,000 coaching programs. Unless you're doing that, it's an auction. They're going to beat you out in the auction. It's just not going to be viable. And so I'm not saying that's 100% across the board, but if you're not like some Facebook advertising expert, it's probably not going to fly for you. I see people, oh, well, I did it with low tickets. Yeah, and you happen to be a Facebook advertising expert, right? Or you actually have a coaching program in the background that you're not talking about. Yeah, you sold your front end deal cheap, but the reason it's making money is because you got this big thing you're selling, right? I mean, come on, man. So there's a lot of other ways. So in marketing, I probably have 60 different ways you can get the word out. Now, you can't do all 60 unless you're like superhuman or a super organizer. But you can start out with one, add 2, add 3, add 4, add 5, right? And add more. Now, I mean, in the past, like a really great affiliate program, I had 30,000 affiliates, would just crush. Like I'd have as many as 1 million visitors in a month. But those days are gone. It's not, the affiliate program is not the same. Now, you can still do great. Like Jeff Walker's having a huge, massive launch right now. But that kind of launch takes 6 months in preparation, right? And he hired a high-end affiliate manager for it and so forth. Hey, good morning to you. How are you? I'll show that comment there, and I'll show David's. So good morning, David. And then we have this, but I don't know. Can't see your name here. Good morning to you. Let me check in the group and see if I see it over here. Let me get back to the group. All right, here's our group. Oh, I see you, Roger. How are you? I see you, Kanan. How are you? Nice to hear from you. So the deal is, you've got to get your word out. You've got to get reach. And you probably aren't going to afford the Facebook ads or have the expertise. Or if you do, God bless you, go do it, go freaking crazy, or YouTube, go freaking crazy, right? But probably not. So then you've got to look at stuff like a podcast, things like a blog, things like doing live streams. But actually, probably right now, I think text posts may be working a lot better than live streams. Like, I need to do more text posts. I've just been lazy about it. Oddly enough, even though I'm a writer, it's actually easier for me to do video. All right. So, and Twitter, there's a lot of possibilities on Twitter, but you got to devote some time to it every day. That's one I may do. It's very doable. Twitter's right now. I don't know with all this Elon Musk stuff what's going to happen to it. But still, there's a crap load of people on it right now. Still very, very, very viable and very, very much doable. But you got to spend time interacting with people, which is what I don't do. Right? Which is what I don't do. So probably the same way in the Facebook group, like to really trigger this Facebook algorithm, I probably need to be messaging people. And, normally you'd hire a VA for it, but you can't with Facebook because they can't log in. They can't use your login. They don't allow you to have like an assistant log in. Really sucks. All right. So these are my thoughts. Instead of just trying to find the Holy Grail, which you're not probably going to find because you can't afford the Holy Grail, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 methods that work for you, whether it's podcasting, books on Amazon, streaming like I'm doing now, or any of the other 48 to 60 methods I have in Marketing Heaven, and pick some and implement those and build up your reach. Because Kanan, because Roger, because David, if you don't have the reach, you've got nothing. And here's the second part of this. it's got to be routine. It's got to be standardized. It's got to happen all the time. It can't be, oh, I don't have money now. Oh, I need to get money in. Okay, promote. And then you go doing something else. It's got to be routine. It's got to be standardized. It helps if it is profitable enough that you can hire someone to do it from Fiverr, from onlinejobs.ph. I mean, Fiverr is really great to look at, and here's why. You ain't got to commit to a salary like you do onlinejobs.ph, number one. Number two, it's really easy to test out different people. Number three, they have ratings, so you can kind of see their ratings, right? Those are a couple really good reasons. Therefore, it's fast. You just go there and hire someone. It's not like all of this other stuff. Like Upwork is great, but it's a real beatdown to try to hire somebody over on Upwork compared to Fiverr. You just go over there and you hire them. Boom. And they're relatively fair price. They're reasonably priced, right? So, someone says, I can't see. Oh, Kanan says visual storytelling plus Facebook ads plus manual automated bidding. Yeah, well, no, let's talk about the Facebook ads, Kanan. Again, here's the deal. You're competing against people that typically, it depends if you're e-com, okay, e-com, no problem. But if you're in things, broader categories, competitive categories, you're competing against people selling $5,000 and $10,000 tickets, coaching programs, or other crap. And they can just bid more. So they bid the prices way the heck up. You can't compete unless you have a big back end, probably $3,000 minimum. And again, I know people who say, well, I sell a $7 or a $10 thing and I do it. Number one, they do have a back end. Number two, they're like expert. That's their business. They do Facebook ads for other people, right? And so more power to you if you want to try Facebook ads, but I believe that's a game that you probably need deep pockets for, and unless you're selling bigger tickets, I don't think it's going to work out. Now, you can always test, you can always try, I could always be wrong on that, but I just, for the people I know, what I've seen, what I personally done, I don't see it, right? So, but I got 48 spokes in the wheel, actually probably more like 60 in marketing heaven. Pick some of those. They don't require ads. They just require some effort, focus, and organization, Kanan. Yeah, visual storytelling. You don't got to tell stories. Storytelling is great. It's one way to sell. You ain't got to sell. You ain't got to tell stories to sell. Stories are a useful way to make a point. I mean, Russell Brunson's really high on them because that's what's worked for him. He's also a good storyteller. It's always traditionally been a part of marketing and selling, but you can sell without it. Sell without it. It's whatever works for you. If you're a good storyteller, go for it. But that's not going to make your ads highly profitable. What's going to make the ads highly profitable is economics. How much are you selling to the people once they respond? If you ain't selling something for $3,000, I don't think Facebook ads are going to work. Unless you're e-com. If you're an e-com, that's different. Manual and automated bidding. No. It just, the numbers just don't work. Again, it's just the logic of it. You're competing against people who are selling something for $5,000 or $10,000, typically. So yeah, they're going to outbid you. Why? Because they've got the money, and that's the whole point. That's the whole reason that you have these people have really big tickets, is so they can crush other people in advertising. That's their goal, right? I just think there's 48 other ways to get exposure and reach other than paid Facebook ads. I recommend using some of the other 48. That's my recommendation. You don't have to follow my advice, right? Everybody is there. You're in business for yourself, right? I don't run your business. You get to try and test anything you want. I could always be wrong. You may be able to do it and make a freaking fortune. Typically not, though, unless you're selling a big ticket. All right. So my thought is you got to have reach. Must have reach if you want response. Number one. Number two, you probably can't afford Facebook ads unless you're able to sell big tickets, which most people can't because it requires the phones. Most people, A, aren't good at phone selling, B, don't want to do phone selling, C, can't generate enough leads, quality leads to make phone selling work. When everybody you're talking to is broke, phone selling doesn't work, right? And then C, I got 48 other ways in marketing heaven for you to generate leads consistently. So use those methods. Use the methods that aren't going to drain your pocketbook and not give you any ROI back. Now, you know, there are like the only person about, I like the way Frank Kern teaches Facebook ads. I think it's pretty good. But Frank sells big tickets and he's darn good at it. Like his current offer is $297 a month. You know, if you got a $297 a month offer, yeah, you can use Facebook ads, right? If it's $297 one time, no. You're not going to make money. You're probably not even breaking even. I don't think you're breaking even. Those are my thoughts, right? So have reach. We probably can't do it with paid ads. So find other methods that you can use to get reach. Because a lot of times people are like, well, I'm not making money or it's not working for me. And they got no reach. They're reaching 10 people or 20 people. There's just not enough there for anything. There's just not enough, like, to even have conversions and stuff. You need a certain mass. You need a certain volume, right? So I think this is the challenge today for marketers is you got to find some ways that you can get enough volume, get enough mass that you can work from it. All right, I got to write my newsletter today. It's probably going to be on how to get response. I haven't decided for sure. We'll see here, and I'm getting ready to write it, so I got to decide here in a minute. Y'all have a great Saturday. Thank you all for being on. Thank you, David. Roger, good to see you. Kanan, good to see you. Let me check over my profile, see if I had anyone. Oh, hey, David, how are you? David Perdue was on. I didn't see David over there on my profile. So good morning to all of you. Y'all have a great Saturday. And I had to write my newsletter. If you're a fan of baseball, World Series, I think is tonight. I'm in Texas, so obviously I'm reading for Houston. But sorry to all you Philly people. And it'll be an interesting game tonight. So I'll see you all on the next live stream. I'll probably do one tomorrow. It depends on if I have any energy when I wake up tomorrow. You know, Sundays I'm awful chill. But if I wake up and I have some energy, I do one. And y'all have a